Hi, this is Matthew here to talk about another TV show. Not quite childhood, but kind of middle school years, sort of. It's an early edition that was on CBS from fall of '96 to the spring of 2000. Had 4 seasons. I only remember seeing, I think, two of them. They're on CBS. I'm not quite sure why we didn't watch the other two. I just remember channel surfing at one point in that time and seeing it in the summer, not remembering, oh, I forgot about that show, but then I didn't watch it again. Um, but yeah, did get it on DVD later, which I'll go talk about in a second. It was a show about a guy named Gary who his wife divorces him. They don't specify why. He was a stockbroker. And he gets kicked out of the house, divorced, moves into the Blackstone Hotel. This is in Chicago. And they apparently did use, according to Wikipedia, actual occasions in Chicago numerous times throughout the show. And it was filmed there. So he gets there, and all of a sudden he gets a paper delivered with a cat next to it. And he realizes it's the next day's paper on the current day. So he's getting the paper early. And so he decides to try to save people, but then you've got his friend Chuck, who early on wants to make money off of it once he tells him, and that doesn't always work, because when you change something, it changes the paper headline. That changes. And so you've got him, and then his friend Marissa. They both worked at the stockbrokerage with him. I think Marissa was a receptionist. She's blind. The actress was not. I think my mom I think her saying that, she would look at people and the caniness wasn't quite right. I think it was that show. There's been a few shows with blind people that were sighted people playing blind people. So I could be a little off, but I don't think she was quite. She was kind of the voice of reason. Kind of between him and Gary, and then Chuck's ideas. Then later on, Chuck started to be more of a helper. Apparently, he doesn't come back in 3 or 4, so I don't know why Chuck left. Yeah, I guess he guest stars. If you remember Short Circuit 2, he's the kind of Indian-sounding guy in the movie who finds Johnny Five. If you've seen the Short Circuit or Short Circuit 2 movies, he's in the second one. Weird that it's that same guy, because it doesn't sound anything like him. I forget when I discovered that. I think I was looking up who he was and looked him up, and lo and behold, it was Chuck from Early Edition. Okay. Slightly unrelated area there. But I don't know exactly why he left. Apparently he does guest star. I don't remember ever seeing it. You just try to figure out where it comes from. It's the Chicago Sun-Times paper. He does go there and try to find some old articles and archives. And apparently the current head of the Times was in the show occasionally with cameos. There were some other cameos and guest stars in there at different times. And there was also a Chicago Hope crossover. I've never seen that show, but a couple of characters do come from that. I think my mom watched it, though. She watched this one for sure. And it looked interesting because we were getting more into sci-fi. Me and my brother were at that point, and it looked kind of interesting to us. We watched it, too. I'm just not sure why we didn't watch the other last 2 seasons, but I know we were watching other sci-fi shows and other things were on, but maybe that took away time. I don't remember exactly why, but yeah, I did. Yeah, I guess as far as cancellation, they just ended it, and they decided after it ended that was it. There wasn't really any reason that I can find for it. It was a good show. Lots of different things happen. They did work with some detective and stuff. Some of the people in the police force. He only tells a couple of people that he can get the paper early and stuff. But the main detective, she has no idea. He has no idea. And there was a bar they hang out to. I think it was McGinty's, I think it was called. Yeah, it didn't matter where Gary was. The paper would always show up. So, yeah, he couldn't get away from it. I think he tried at one point, but it would follow him around. The cat was always there with the paper. But it turns out that Lucius Snow was the guy that had the paper before him. He handed it off to Gary. Apparently in season, I think 4 or something, that they learned that, I guess, he saved him as a kid. Gary got saved by Lucius Snow as a kid, and he decided to give him the paper. Pretty much as a pocket knife. I need to go back. I do have this on DVD. It did get released by Video Entertainment back in 2018. I bought it after that, but I do have it. I've watched the disc. I need to watch more of it so I can see kind of how this unfolds, because I don't know. I just know what I read on Wikipedia just now. But I kind of want to see how that turns out, because you never really know where it comes from and who's all had it. You know, how long has it been going on? You know, none of that. Obviously, you know, I kind of wonder if he's still doing it out there in this universe, or has he passed it on now to somebody else? We'll never know, I guess. But there was a reboot proposed. They had some cast for a pilot. It never went forward, apparently, in 2022. So they're going. It could have happened. I'm surprised they don't. I can't find this for purchase or streaming digitally anywhere. I did check. Apparently it's on Decades if you can get that sub-channel over the air. We had it briefly. I don't think we have it now. I have not seen it for a while. On my scans of the antenna side of things, I don't see it anymore. I guess it got taken out. I think it just adds where it was. I think one of those, 24-hour a day looping infomercial, one after another channels, where there's a few of them. I think about where I thought it was at, but yeah, we don't seem to have it now. But if you do, you can watch it there, or I found this set on Amazon, sold by VEI, Video Entertainment Incorporated. They were selling a whole bunch. I went to their store and found some other stuff from some shorter-lived shows that were on UPN. I never really got to see much of it. I kind of was intrigued by. And I found one other kind of British show I had not really seen much of or heard much about, but I got it too. They come in these one other ABC series. I didn't know it had 3 more seasons than it had. It got canceled, and then they had 3 more seasons in syndication. I'm like, what? So I had to get that. More things I need to watch. But they come in these little, it's the regular kind of case, but they're pages of these kind of envelope-y things. You put the discs, you slide them into. I don't think they scratch them very, very easily. They're pretty durable. I haven't tested that theory, but they're nice and compact. They're, hopefully aren't going to fall out if you turn it upside down. I don't know. I've not tried that. I don't know that they would fall out, but yeah, I like how they package it. I don't think they have any extras on them. I'm not sure, but the shows are there. Yeah, some are weirdly in mono, and I thought they would be stereo, but early editions in stereo though. But I'm glad it was released, because CBS only put the first 2 seasons out on DVD, and then this group put the other all of it out in one set. They aren't cheap budget releases, but they're not horribly expensive either. They're kind of in the middle, I guess middle budget you might call it. It is out there. You probably can still find it. Perhaps I haven't looked in a while, or maybe you can track down a copy somewhere on there. If not on Amazon and eBay or used or something. But if you want to catch it, I did enjoy it. I kind of wish it had gone on longer and I had seen the rest of it. But good show. So check out Early Edition if you haven't. Kind of a fun little show. I will see you guys later in another video.